Howdy everyone. We are back here on the back side of the property, just behind the house. I want to talk to you about what I think is an under talked about element of a homestead. In my opinion, a homestead's something that's trying to be self-reliant, self-sufficient, producing a lot of their own things, whether it's food, water, energy, shelter, things like this, shelter for humans and for animals. So one thing I want to talk about today is a laundry line. I have this one here that I built first year here, so I think this is our 7th or 8th year in this home. And I actually pulled these out of my mom and my stepdad's neighbor scrap pile. I was like, hey, what are you doing with those old laundry lines? I just bought a home. I want to put a laundry line up. I pulled these out. They were a little rusty, cleaned them up. I regret not primering them, but I did several coats of this hammered bronze, and it's held up pretty well. We're chipping and flaking in some spots, and then I did the hammered clear coat over it. And I did all stainless hardware. Again, it's probably been up, let's see, we moved in end of 15, so 8 years. 7 or 8 years this has been up now. And I never got my 5th line put in, but I spent the extra money to do stainless hardware. Stainless eye bolts, stainless stuff for the cables, stainless bolts, stainless washers. Capped it with PVC on the end. This is huge. These were originally open. And one thing I remember from being a kid, because my stepdad's always used a laundry line in the summertime, is that the bees like to get in the open ends of your tubing or whatever it is you might use. Some people use 4x4s, but if it's metal and it's hollow, you're leaving homes for bees. So I actually used PVC caps, drilled right through it. It's held up fine. Took the paint really well too, just like the metal. But this is amazing. I mean, it's not being utilized right now. It's going to be raining here in a little bit. But all day yesterday there was laundry getting cycled on and off of this thing. And not paying to run the dryer in the summer is huge, in my opinion. So I think this is an underrated and an under-talked about element of the homestead is, are you using energy that you're buying from a corporation or whatever, municipality, whatever it might be, to dry your clothing and other such things. This winter we're going to be experimenting with running a cable, maybe even 2, like out and back, down in the basement of the home, so that we can use, because I have a wood furnace down there that we heat with. So my hopes is that the dry ambient air, we can maybe even dry our clothing in the basement in the wintertime, and have a dryer as a backup, as an emergency, but use it as little as possible. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Like, subscribe, as we talk more about different elements of the homestead, and I bring up these lesser talked about ones. And I think, the poles were free. I want to say with hardware, if I remember correctly, I spent about $80 in hardware, and that was with, I think it was 3 cans of the bronze Rust-Oleum spray can paint, 3 coats of clear, or 3 cans, of clear, and all the different stainless stuff, the cable. And what I did real quick is I did like the, I can't think of what these are called right now, turnbuckles, to pull it tight. So what you do is you draw these all the way out, and then you tighten everything up by hand. And then when you draw these turnbuckles in and bring everything together, it puts a good amount of tension on the line. Well, we're spending the extra money for the vinyl coated cable and stainless hardware, in my opinion. Put up a laundry line, guys. Stop paying National Grid or Buckeye Rural or RG&E or whoever the company is around you to pay to dry your clothes. let nature do it for you. Take care, y'all.